Good Wednesday in New York. I am Patricia Angelin at Alba Technique, and you are at All the Feels. What's in the image on your monitor right now is a beautiful lily from Billy's Florist, which has moved in on the ground floor of the Alba Technique studio building. For some of you who've been to the studio before, this is new. So next time you're able to get here in person, there's this wonderful florist shop. And Billy gave me this beautiful, beautiful lily. It is a triple lily. I have never seen anything like it, and it smells divine. I only wish that your limbic systems could be filled with the scent of the lily, if you're not allergic to them, of course, that is being in my nose right now and supporting all of my body and emotional systems. And on that little rock, which is something I painted for my father when I was 10, is a quote from Alexander Pope. And it's from one of his epigrams. And of course, he was writing in the late 17th century. And it says, "A little learning is a dangerous thing. Drink deep, or taste not the Pierian spring." Now, as many of you will know, if you know your myths, the Pierian spring is a place in Greece that was the birthplace of the god Zeus. And Zeus sprang fully godlike from the source of life, which was this Pierian spring. So we at Alba Technique, we don't just do a quick weekend intensive, even though we've got one coming up on the Labor Day weekend, to which I'm really looking forward. As a first time, never done one on Labor Day weekend before in the United States, so that'll be September 4th and 5th. And people who start with Alba Technique and start to learn the Alba emoting emotional effector patterns begin to understand, after the 5th to 7th class in person, that this is something to which that Alexander Pope epigram really applies. Let me turn the camera around so you're not just listening to my voice and seeing me. It really applies. A little learning is a dangerous thing. Drink deep, or taste not the Pierian spring. So we need to keep learning, and we need to keep our, if we're actors, directors, any kind of artists, we need to keep our craft up. And whether we are in Chicago, or in LA, or London, or Ireland, or the Netherlands, or wherever we are in this great wide world, we need to keep learning and keep growing. So I thank you very much for being with me on All the Feels. After that very long preamble, today we're going to entitle this Emotional Check-In, something I've never done before in All the Feels, because I have not had any questions come in about other people's feelings. So I thought I would put forth to you a check-in that I would do myself, just to let you know how it's done. So I ask myself, Patricia Angelin, how are you feeling? Complicated, of course. I've had a very busy day. So I observe in myself that I have a lot of anxiety. And I think, anxiety, Pat? Oh, do you really have anxiety? What is wrong? Where is it in your body? Well, I'm noticing as I'm asking myself this question in this moment with you, that my breath is a little shallow. Not bad, but it's coming in fine, but it's not getting out the way I would like it to. It kind of is trapped in my body. I would observe that as I'm talking to you. I feel like I want to take a bigger breaths in. I feel like I want to keep sighing. I want to sigh, you know. Now, checking in with my feelings as I'm doing this live with you. Why would I want to sigh? Well, I know. My left brain tells me why, because I'm asking the question with you. Well, it's because I have a very dear and very old friend who is in hospital with COVID. And he's just been put on a ventilator 3 days ago. And he's in the Midwest. So I won't be able to be getting a lot of information on him. And he is someone I have known for a very, very long time. And it's the kind of friendship that is on multiple levels with me. And he is a spiritual friend. So he is a friend to my soul, and a friend to my mind, and a friend to my emotions. And so I'm afraid of losing him. Let's call it what it is. I am afraid of losing my friend. He is in hospital. He is on a ventilator. I don't know whether he has lambda variation or whether he has delta variation or whether he has the old-fashioned COVID. And you know what? In humility, I need to tell myself, realistic humility, I don't need to know. That's for his doctors, for his family, and for the people who are there. All I need to do is lift my mind and lift my heart and be across the miles in solidarity with him as he either recovers or he goes on in this great journey and passes over. And whichever it is, it will be fine. But I get to pray. I get to ask. And I am asking. I'd like another 7 years. I don't know where that came from with me. I'd like another 7 years with him on this physical plane. So I'm asking that. So that is how I am feeling. That is how I am dealing with it. And then I let it go. Breathe in through the nose. Out through the mouth. Center myself in my chair. Close my eyes so that you hear my voice is beginning to drop a little bit. I'm much better. Can you sense that? Can you feel that? I've still got a little fluttering in my solar plexus. I noticed that. That's all right. This stuff is real. It is totally real. So it's okay that I have fluttering in my solar plexus. When I get off this, I'm going directly to another meeting. But we've set up our agenda. Good work will be done. I have something to drink. I should probably drink it. I should probably drink it mindfully. This is my wonderful standby of raw apple cider vinegar. I highly recommend it. Raw apple cider vinegar with honey in it and filtered water. Cheers. Notice how it was mindful drinking. I took five swallows, 5 mindful swallows. I got myself into my body by feeling my lips on the cup, feeling it go over my teeth, my tongue going down, and the swallowing mechanism, and everything being bathed in that healthful liquid. So you see that just does good for a person to be, when in doubt, taking a drink of water or of some fluid that is most excellent for you is a good thing for your body. It's a good thing for your emotions. It's just a good thing, a very, very good thing. So that is how I'm feeling off the top. I was anxious. I'm less anxious now. I am conscious that I need to, the screen keeps going dark on me. So I have a feeling I can't see you, which is absurd, of course. But that's my feeling, like I can't see you, because when the screen goes dark. And so I've touched the screen a couple of times. This is a iPhone 12 Pro. My old, wonderful iPhone 8, which I loved and adored, but died. Planned obsolescence, everybody. That makes me angry. Okay, Pat, there's the other feeling that I just had right now, is a little bit of residual anger that I had to buy a new phone with money I don't have because we are post-pandemic, and, my unemployment for PUA has run out. So, these are the things that I'm feeling, the normal, natural things that we all feel. But I have wonderful students that I'm working with, both online, just finished the Qigong, 3 sessions of Qigong, with wonderful students, one of whom has decided to take the somatic sensing. I don't remember when I'm next offering it. I think it's next month. And that is before the October intensive. And she's coming out from LA for the in-person October intensive to begin to learn the Alba emoting, emotional effector patterns in person in the Alba Technique studio. So I'm very, very excited about that. And I would be delighted. I see Quizar Ann is on, and maybe Quizar Ann will be able to join us for the October 4th and 5th Columbus Day / Indigenous Peoples Day weekend intensive. Who knows? Good things can happen in the course of their time. So there'll be a Labor Day weekend intensive. That's got me a little anxious, but in a good way. The anxious part of, I'm excited part of anxious. So, yay, new people, new discoveries, new learning, know thyself. One of the students is a hockey player, and he's taken 5 in-person classes for Alba emoting and wants to really get intense. And since the weekend intensives are taught differently than the small group classes, and those indeed are taught differently than the week-long intensive in Ireland, which we couldn't do this year, and in London, which we will do, good Lord willing, and the creek don't rise with COVID, next summer in July and August. So to give you an idea, all of these things are on my mind, coming in and out. I've done a stream of consciousness with you about what I am feeling and how my anxieties are working, and what the simple things that I just did in front of you and that you can do. The first thing is you go, I'm going to breathe in through my nose, and I'm going to breathe out through my mouth. I'm going to shut my eyes and breathe in through my nose and out through my mouth. Then I'm going to open up the eyes again and just look out at an imaginary horizon line, but not in a way that looks hard at anything, but just beholding what's in front of me, and breathe in through my nose, out through my mouth. Stretch my spinal column up. Continue to breathe in through my nose, out through my mouth. And you can see in my complexion, I can see here too. Notice that my color has gotten better. I'm seriously old, men and women. You know, this does you good, and you can see it right away. I am feeling more calm. I have done a check-in with myself. I have observed what I'm thinking. I've observed what I'm feeling. I have observed what I observe in my body, where the feelings are living in my body. And then I've taken a couple of small, gentle steps to let those things just filter away. Not completely. We're not trying to stamp down on our feelings. It doesn't work. It doesn't work. But we work with ourselves. So I would like to ask all of you who listen to this, either live or later on the Alba Technique YouTube channel or an IGTV, to be gentle with yourselves. As the late, great Julie Hayden used to say, my darling, cherish yourself. Cherish yourself. I'll turn the camera around. So the last thing that you look at for this session of all the feels at Alba Technique. I'm Patricia Angelin, and this is a beautiful triple lily. And I thank you for joining.